Well, hello, darlings. It's me, Jordan Evangelista here. So, this is my beautiful face. You have to get used to seeing this face because it's time that we start creating and creating in a fashion that will leave us legendary. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, clock in. Hi. This is like mad loud. No? Okay. Better. A little bit better, I think. Or maybe I'm just hearing myself talk. Who knows? So, Today is Saturday, January 10th, 2026. We are currently living in a regime of fascism, homophobia, misogynoir, um, femicide, all of that. And it's very scary because simultaneously, people are still telling you that you must live your life and that you have to do all of these things in order to see the fruits of a successful life. But how can I propel myself to a successful life when everything around me is falling apart? Not even falling apart, everything around me is on fire. And that's scary to me, and it makes me afraid that I can't create. And that's not true because I know I can. I'm just terrified. And this video is going to be in purpose of me not being afraid, with no longer holding myself back because I know I'm a star and I know and I believe that I'll be the greatest voice of my generation. I truly do. If not the greatest voice, one of the many. There's extraordinary talent and artists that are coming out of my generation, and I feel that we all see it. We all see the atrocities around the world, and it's our job as artists and visionaries to create a display of that through our eyes. Um, and again, that's easier said than done. But that's my intro. um, I don't honestly, I really don't know what to say. I'm just gonna keep fucking talking because that's what I do to fuck best and sing. I just want to tell you about my day because my day was pretty dreary. I broke up with my boyfriend, and I'm not sad about it, truly, because I wasn't in love with him. I love him. I think I love everyone, but I broke up with him because I did not want to settle. And I felt like with being with my ex-boyfriend, I was choosing the I was choosing that reality for myself. Um, and I grew up in a life where the women around me, I can't really speak for the men because there weren't a lot of men around me that were role models. I can only talk about the women in my life. A lot of the women in my life chose men that were not conducive to their desires and their success. The entire desire around being with a man was to be with him and to abandon yourself. And I slowly but surely felt myself doing that. And I kept trying to tell myself, like, no, you see so much of yourself in him, so why not give it a try and be with him? And I didn't want to. Like I did, but I didn't. Like there's the flesh in me that wants to stay, that wants to be safe and comfortable and be with someone and they are the only person that matters and nothing else. Um and then there's my soul, my higher self, the inner knowing that I'm going to be this visionary artist. They were telling me that, darling, you cannot stay in this if you want that life. You're going to have to sacrifice a lot of the things that made you at one point feel comfortable. Weed, dick, again, avoidance of a lot of things and being accountable of myself. Um, Feeding my body with the nutrient foods that are going to help me give me the strength to do the things that I want to do. I was not doing any of those things with him, and it's not to blame him, it's to blame myself because I'm choosing that. I'm choosing to be with him, and then also it was confusing to be with him. Confusing in the regard of um, knowing something's not right and not listening to myself. And it made me incredibly sad, um, because he's such a great guy. He is. He's kind. He's soft, gentle voiced. Um, he's caring, considerate. All of the things that I want in a man, and I know I do. But then there is the habits, and everyone has bad habits. I myself have bad habits, and it just didn't sit right with me that both of us have these bad habits and we're okay with having these bad habits, and we keep saying that, oh, we're going to start tomorrow, or oh, we're not going to do this tomorrow, and we're going to be better, and then tomorrow comes and it's the same outcome. And as a person that is insane, I call myself insane. I'm quite persistent in what I want, and I know that I can get what I want. I just have to continue to be on ass about it. And the insane part comes in with doing the same exact thing and expecting a different outcome. It was never a different outcome with him. And I still denied and lied to myself and told myself that I wanted to be with him. It's not true. Um, the breaking point, not in the breaking point, um, the first time we broke up was because of actual domestic violence. There was a situation when we were in the Five Guys, and he was telling me about his day. He was telling me, like, because he works at DMV, and a lot of people, a lot of different spirits of walks of life come through the DMV. And on this particular day, there was a homeless lady that he said came up to his desk, and the homeless lady basically, like, did not have a place to live, of course. And at the DMV, if you don't have the documentation in which they're asking for, they want to send you the fuck away and tell you to get the fuck off my desk because I can't help you. And it's really like, you can help, bitch. You just don't want to fucking help because you telling me that I'm missing one piece of thing, but I have everything the fuck else, and you can't see me. Oh, all right, okay, interesting. So he sent her away and gave her a voucher to come back immediately. When they give you a voucher, you don't have to wait in a line. You could just come directly back to the person that assisted you the last time. She threw that shit away, rightfully so. Cause how the fuck, I don't have nowhere to live. If I didn't have nowhere to live today, what makes you think in the next 7 days I will have somewhere to live and authenticate a proof of residency? I can't. I'm unhoused. Do you understand? So yeah, I throw it away. I don't have nothing else. What am I gonna do with that? You know? And he was telling me, like, oh, this fucking bitch, this homeless ass lady don't know how to be humble, like all of the disparaging things that you could think of that someone talks about someone that is in a worser predicament and does not have somewhere to lay their head. The most humiliating thing is to not have a house. It is. I remember I seen a guy on the train, and he was literally making a cot out of the train seat while everybody was watching him. Just he's so, like, careful with the seat. He's cleaning the seat, like, making sure that the place that his book bag and the little blanket that he had covering over the rail was just right for him to make his little cot for him to lay his head at night after the train service goes out. And I didn't like it. I hated it. I hated how he was talking about her, and it's just a bunch of other things that clashes with how we value things and what our moral, or as should I say, morality stands. Um, and each and every time, like, I just felt like he not the one, and I kept trying to, like, force myself to be in love with him. I talked to my darling friend Ingrid, and I was telling her, like, girl, he has so many red flags, and I'm just like, but I have red flags too, right? And because I know that I'm imperfect, why should I place judgment on to someone else for, their habits or how they live? When you come into a relationship with somebody, you're supposed to take them for face value. You're supposed to love them, and no matter what. No matter what. And the only time I could do that is when we was fucking. And it's sad. It is. It's truly sad, because that's how a lot of gay men posture their relationships. They go off the looks. They go off of, the size of dick that you got, or how well you can cream on how well you can cream on a date. But and just like the overall outside of you. And um none of that really mattered with my ex-boyfriend, because again, he's not necessarily the beauty standard, nor am I. And again, they don't bother me. You feel what I'm saying? I just truly wanted someone to see me, because I've been in two other relationships before that, but those relationships were 30-day trials. When I was in high school, I dated two other boys. One boy, he was mentally ill and there was something wrong with him. The other boy that I dated a year later, when I was a senior in high school, he was really cute. He was handsome, but he was older than me. I was 17 going on 18, and he was 21 going on 22. So you already know where the fuck that goes. I'm not going to even continue. But I was like, how much more work do I have to put in? How much more do I have to be in isolation in order to receive someone that loves me? That's my thing. Because heterosexual people make it look seem so easy. You feel what I'm saying? They find each other attractive, they friends, and then fucking, and then they together. I was like, no, I want that to be me too, because I deserve that. I'm worthy of being with someone that I love and that loves me. And he loved me and I didn't love him back. And that is the most hurtful thing, because how can you sit in someone's face and confuse them with intimacy and love, and then internally just not be turned on? Do you know how many times that boy tried to get me to laugh? I fake laugh because I'm just like, cause I don't want to hurt your feeling, but bitch, you're not funny to me. You're not. Like, we don't even have the same humor. Like, and the stuff that everything that my ex-boyfriend was is my old life and where I came from. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and if you're a person from Baltimore, Maryland, you know the cloud of darkness and melancholy that is over our city, and how many parents refuse to fundamentally love their children because they just had them. And now that they're here, I'm obligated to take care of you. Or the system will see me as an abusive parent and they will put you in the system and then put me in jail. So I'm going to have your ass, but I'm going to fucking resent you and hate you for being here because you fucked up my life. That's how parents in Baltimore, you know, not all parents. There's a lot of good parents, and there's a lot of people that actually bring children into this world that love them, but my parents weren't the two of them. They weren't. And then even then, my parents were people that chose others over me each and every time. For my mother, she chose a man over me. For my father, he chose his other children over me that he had with another woman, you know? And there's no hate or anger to my siblings. I love my siblings and I wish I was closer to them, because again, I grew up as an only child and I didn't have a lot of warmth. I was the warmth of if anything in my household, because the house was so cold, because you have people that live in this house that actually don't like each other. My mother was, and still is, with a man that continues to keep her in a place where she is settled, and not even settled in a way that she can live comfortably. She's settled in uncomfortability. Like, there was like 5 to 6 years I could remember consistently that my mother did not sleep in the same bed as her life partner. They're not even married. They're still considered boyfriend and girlfriend, but damn, you've been married damn near. It's actually 20 years this year. It's 2026. They met in 2006. It's 20 years. They've been together for 20. That's disgusting. They've been together for 20 years and he still has not put a ring on her fucking finger. That goes to show you how much he values and loves my mother. But again, you can't all blame Yuckmouth, because Yuckmouth is just doing what you will allow. And you allow the sleeping on the couch, and you allow him to be in the room. Why the fuck is he not sleeping on the motherfucking couch? Why are you the queen sleeping on the motherfucking couch? Why? Why? And why do you do that to yourself? And that's why, like, it goes back to my ex-boyfriend. I was telling him today, because again, he's such a kind guy. He is. But he wanted to meet today to talk and have a conversation because he didn't want us to leave off and exit our relationship as weird. And I told him it's not weird. I said, if anything, it would have been weird if I continued to stay and I resented you. And that's what I was about to do because, again, I would just keep telling myself, like, man, like, damn, I want to wake up next to somebody. I'm tired of waking up and it just be me. I'm tired of seeing other people and be in love and say that they found their person and they just and it just I can't relate. And even when I was with the person, like us dating, we started dating in October. It's now January. He's the longest person that I've been with and that have and continue to, try to put effort into. Back to December when we broke up the first time. He has a trigger that he does not like to be shut out, and that's one of my toxic things. Or rather, in my perspective, I saw it as me disengaging because he was just talking so illy of the homeless lady. I'm like, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm so because then not to put his business on Front Street, you were at one point homeless too. So why does it make sense for you to tell a woman that they have no humility and that they deserve what they have because they're ungrateful because she didn't take your voucher that would have not helped her at all any fucking way. That's why she threw it away, darling. She didn't throw it away to be spiteful. She threw it away because, again, if I show up again, if I come to this fucking place in 7 more days, you're going to tell me the same exact thing that you told me last week is that I can't help you because where's your proof of residency? You see how the system, and then again, it's not even my boyfriend's fault. This is the system. This is what America wants you. And again, you should not, homelessness should not be an issue. You should not have a home. And it doesn't have to be the most elaborate and luxurious and just out of this world place, But damn, at least like a studio or a loft that I can get myself in. And then when it's time for me to actually elevate and move to myself and I can find somewhere that's beautiful, somewhere where I've always wanted to live. You feel what I'm saying? Was done talking to him. I started watching Stranger Things on my phone. Girl, he snatched my damn phone. I said, what are you doing? I said, let's not do this. I said, we are in public. You don't even like to be embarrassed, so I don't even understand why you putting yourself through this predicament. And he was like, no, you're not gonna shut me out. Da, 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 da. He left the first time. So I let him leave. I'm like, he's not fucking dumb enough to take my shit and just go about his day. No, he's not gonna do that. Plus, we were by my dorm, so I'm just like, like you're not that stupid. So he came back like 7 minutes later, and then I was on my MacBook this time. I'm like, okay, girl, you can take the phone, girl. I got an Apple ecosystem. I'll just open my damn laptop. It's fine, no worries. Girl, he came in, slammed that shit too. Took my motherfucking my book bag, and then I had his keys in my pocket, cause that day I was holding his keys while he went to work, or whatever may have you. He's like, give me my keys. Me, naively, thinking that if I give him back his property, he's going to give me back my shit. No, he took every fucking thing and he left. Left me stranded. He took my phone, he took my MacBook, and then he took my book bag, all of my possessions. The only thing that I still had on me was my NYU ID and then my keys to my dorm. That was about it. You understand what I'm saying? So I just what I did, I waited 10 minutes. I finished eating my food because we ordered food and everything too. So I'm just like, I'm going to eat my food. I'm going to give him a minute to calm and collect himself. And if he doesn't come back, I'm calling the police because you just stole my things. I end up going back to my dorm. And basically, once the officers arrived, they told me that it is not theft because he knows you. And because he knows you and you guys are in an intimate relationship, this is classified as domestic abuse or domestic violence, rather. And I was like, oh shit. So then I had to start writing down the whole statement and all of that. And then they issued a warrant out for his arrest. Once they issued a warrant out for his arrest, they, told me that I have 20 to 48 hours to for them to process the stuff for me to get my things. I said, I'm not waiting 2 days to get my shit. I have finals. And that was another thing that pissed me off about my boyfriend because I'm just like, you knew that we was going to go get food, we was going to finish eating, then I was going to go back to my dorm and study for my finals. So again, you harming me. And my mother told me this and she pointed out to me, when someone loves you, they don't make your life harder. When someone loves you, they take off the burden of whatever thing that you don't like to do. And even if you even if you don't like to do it, sometimes they'll still try to push you and motivate you to do that thing. But with this, no, this was actual harm. And he left you stranded and he did not care. And his explanation and justification for taking my things is he wanted me to chase him. You see what I'm saying? Like, and again, you wanted me to chase you, yet you had, I, I, I couldn't even make up whatever. I don't even feel I broke up with him. We stopped talking for 2 weeks because after I got back to his place, I'm like, I'm not waiting on 24 hours. I'm getting my shit now. I went to Queens, got my stuff from his place, and as I'm getting into his apartment and I'm trying to like just again disengage, I can't talk to you. I don't have the energy. I'm sorry. Um, he was like, so you're just not gonna say nothing? I'm like, mm-mm. Because there's nothing really else to say. Everything that was left to be said was at that Five Guys. You understand? And he started shaking and crying because he was like, oh shit, he's serious. He ready to leave. And I told him, I've been through this. I've seen this shit happen with my father and my stepmother. I've been in positions and not even been in positions, but I've seen people in the position of being in a relationship that they secretly despise. And I would be a fool to let that cycle continue. Even though it's so hard, it was so hard to let him go. Like again, we did stop talking for 2 weeks. We after he got arrested and I took him to his arraignment, I picked him up. After all of that, a lot of other shit happened after that. But long story short is we didn't speak for 2 weeks, and then I just wanted because I hated being in my dorm. I hate that bitch Jawan, ugly ass, fugly motherfucker. But that was like one of my escapes. I'm like, so I don't have to be in my dorm because I'm like, I can't. That's why I need my own place because I can't be a roommate with no fucking body no more. Like that, just I need my own space. I grew up, and I didn't have a room until I was 16. Like that's another thing that blew me with my mother because my mother never tried to get her own place. She was so comfortable being under her significant other's parents' house, which they currently still reside. Both parents are dead now. So technically now they own the house or whatever type of arrangement it is for them to continue to live there. But in all of that time that we were there, I never had a room because there was no space designated for me. They made it work and we made it work, and I had a place to lay my head. No problem, no complaints there. But as I got older, as my body started to mature, you would think that they would have found me or gave me some type of privacy. I literally had no door. No door. And the place that I was that my bed and all my clothes and stuff, that was a middle room. It wasn't even a full room. It was like a place for you to walk through. It's actually like a living room space where you can sit and have people and boom 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 boom. And then through that walkway is the actual room, which is my mom and her significant other's room. Yeah, never really truly had a space, a world that I could retreat to, shout my parents or whoever get on my fucking nerves of the day. And then what bothered me the most about that, each and every time I would get in trouble or something would happen, I could hear them talking about me. Whether that was through like me just ear hustling or I could literally hear it through the vents, them talking shit about me. You know how many times that destroyed my self esteem? Like, and from that moment on, like when I was 11, 12, 13, I started to realize that my mother will always choose that man over me. And even when she seems like she's just doing all of these things as a mother, and she's only doing that because she don't want to be perceived as a bad mother. For real. And she wasn't the most horrible mother. My mother was a woman that unfortunately had a man that planted something in her and did not even try to really help. He helped when he felt like it, or he appeared when he again wanted to be perceived as a good father. I never lived with my dad, and I'm kind of grateful that I didn't, but I'm also like, damn, like both of these people are okay, and they think that because I'm so quiet and because I'm a good child, because I was a good child, Always got good grades in school. I always did what I was told. Even when I did have fleck and wanted to say something to my fucking breath, I was still a good child, and I did everything that I was asked of and more. And they still kept me in a predicament where it was almost implicated that I was not deserving. You don't deserve to be or to have a room. You don't deserve to, to be in a space that you can have as your own. You're going to be right here because I'm struggling, and damn well, fuck, if I got to struggle, you got to struggle too. That's just what it is. And then all while turning around and saying, we ain't going to be here forever. Bitch, good. I don't want you to be here forever. Like, it always, like, I don't think I will mourn my parents when they die. It don't really, death doesn't bother me anyway. Sometimes I can't wait until I die so I can just close my eyes and I be done because I hate living. I really do. But I have so much to offer this world. And this video is purpose of me starting. I want to start, I want to begin, and I want to try, and I know that I'm worthy, and I believe, I truly do believe that I am abundant, and then whatever I want, I will get. I know it. It happened with NYU. I'll tell that in the next video or whatever, but we got back together. We stayed together. It was cool. But then I left to go home for a winter break, and I came back like the 1st or 2nd of January, which was like damn near 2 weeks ago now. And again, I tried again with him, like again, because I just don't feel like I didn't feel that I was ready to let go. I hate that I have to let go of everything that the world or that humanity tells you that you need in order to be happy, and for me to finally find somebody that not only sees me, excuse me, but has some of the same circumstances and predicaments as I do. You would think that that's your person. No. And I told him today, like, you keep me safe and you keep me comfortable. I don't think I can live that life. My life has been so risky any fucking way, so why not continue that risk with something that I love? And that is singing, my artistry. Like, I don't know how to write songs yet. I don't really know how to arrange beats and do all of that shit, but I do know I have a voice that not only has pain behind it, but that has truth, and that is willing to climb those vocal mountains to express to the world how I feel and how I'm pretty sure everyone around me feels, but no one wants to say it because again we in this facade. It's only because the old world that we knew is now collapsing, and it's the job of the artists, creatives, the politicians to recreate that reality and make it worthwhile. This video is very vulnerable. I feel like I'm just talking to, yeah, I'm just talking to myself in the camera, but I know that once this is uploaded to YouTube, that it will then be seen for the world. So, hello, I'm Jordan Evangelista. I am an artist in the making, and I am going to be someone that you will fall in love with because I am me. Um, and I just want to show the universe and to show people that I am trying. May not to the intensity that a lot of others go hard, but once I feel like I find my footing, you're going to see how hard I can get. You know, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like, comment, click, subscribe, whatever the YouTubers say. I know YouTube is kind of like a dead spot right now, but this is where I feel comfortable uploading myself and talking to people. That and TikTok. If you want to see me on TikTok, again, Jordan Evangelista, it'll be somewhere. When I figure out like how to put everything for you to just click and then you'll see my beautiful face. I also live in New York, so if you ever see me on the streets, just say hey. I'm not afraid to say hi, unless you're white. Yeah, I have a strong disdain for white people. But if you a black brother or sister and you know, you skin and kinfolk and you have those ideas that's not coonery, hey doll. Hi brother, how you doing? Love you guys. XOXO.